Hello, my name is Alaina Uncapher, and today I'm going to be giving a briefing on how to develop and communicate your personal brand. So I believe that before you can understand and lead others, you must understand yourself and your leadership style. One way to understand this is to create your personal brand. Being self-aware of your brand as a person, coworker, employee, or leader allows you to seek out people who are similar to you and opportunities that fit you and support your goals and aspirations. 3 steps to developing your personal brand is to understand yourself as a leader, create an effective elevator speech, and construct a strong resume. So starting with understanding yourself as a leader, you must first acknowledge your values, goals, and purpose. To do this, you can identify things such as your goals, morals, ethics, and values, and just things that are important to you and help to guide your decision making. This can help you attract people that are similar to you and align with these values and help you reach your goals in the most effective way. Next, you must acknowledge your personal and professional goals. This will help you connect with people who have common goals to you and people who you can work with to help each other reach these goals. Also, increasing your self-awareness can increase your confidence in your leadership skills overall, as you feel confident in who you are. Next, decide how you want to be perceived. Once you decide how you want to be perceived, you can market yourself in this way to try to influence others to see you in this way and display who you are as a person. It might sound weird to market yourself, but it is important, and it is something that a lot of people do. And one way to start is through social media. So LinkedIn is an example of a social media platform that you can use to display qualities about yourself and who you are. And another way is to just talk about things that showcase who you are as a person and what you value. For example, Harvard Business School states, for instance, if you want to convey your passion for volunteerism, enthusiastically share your involvement at a local charity event if a coworker asks about your weekend plans. This is one way to demonstrate things that are important to you and your interests without blatantly going out of your way to just talk about yourself. This can also help attract projects, promotions, and job opportunities that correlate with yourself, since people know who you are as a person. And you can also display your unique qualities through marketing yourself. The next step to creating your personal brand is to create an effective elevator speech. An elevator speech is used to communicate all of these things that we talked about, so who you are as a person, and also your experiences and skills and talents. These can be used at job interviews, career fairs, networking events, conferences, and even just any social gathering where you come across someone who might be important to your career. In an elevator speech, you want to talk about who you are, what you do, and why you do it. It's important to capture their attention and create a memorable elevator speech, as these are very short and the listener probably hears tens of hundreds of them every single day or at any event that they go to. And the end goal of the elevator speech is to encourage the listener to take action. So this might be for them to ask for your resume, or even schedule an interview on the spot, or it could just be for them to want to know more about you and continue the conversation and ask more questions. I'm going to show an example of an effective elevator speech.
Good afternoon, I'm Logan Mayhew. I'm a sophomore at West Virginia University studying psychology and criminal justice, and I'm looking for a research internship. In my second year, I already have experience using SPSS, and I've started on my senior capstone project, so I'm familiar with the research process. I work well on teams and in positions of leadership, serving on the executive boards for Equine Club, Psych Club, and Alpha Zeta Delta, and I've also demonstrated sound communication skills through my role as a resident assistant. I'm very excited about your company because you conduct research on a multitude of sources, and I have a wide variety of interests within psychology that I would like to explore, from juvenile justice through equity within education. So what might the next steps be to obtaining an interview?
I believe that that was a very good and effective elevator speech. She started by describing who she is, what she's involved in, and what she's interested in. And she also was able to include many of her skills and experience without making it too long, and she kept it concise and short and easy to understand. She also, at the end, asked what the next steps would be to schedule an interview. This demonstrates her call for action for the listener, as she wants them to either schedule an interview or talk to her about the steps she can take to schedule one. The next step to preparing and developing your personal brand is to construct a strong resume. It is often said that the elevator pitch gets you the invitation, while the resume gets you the job. To start, you want to make sure your resume is organized effectively. Oftentimes, this will be the important information at the top, which is typically your name, your contact information, your education, and any professional training that you have. Then you want to decide if you want it to be organized in bullet points or paragraphs. So bullet points would be more common and succinct, and each bullet point would be its own skill or achievement or piece of experience, while paragraphs are more of a narrative style. They might be harder to read, but they might feel more personal to the person reading your resume. Next, you want to decide if you want it to be in third or first person. So third person is more common and would often be recommended, but first person, if done correctly, could make you stand out and can feel more personal. Next, on your resume, you want to make sure you showcase your experience, skills, and talents. You want to start by knowing what you want. So identify 3 to 5 target job titles, some target companies, and even target industries. By knowing what you want, you can use this to include skills that will pertain to this goal and help you stand out in that area. You also want to know what makes you great. So regardless of your experience in your past jobs, everyone has something about them that is unique and special, and including this can help you stand out from the hundreds of other resumes that they are reading. From here, you want to customize your resume to fit your desired job. So to do this, you want to know what your employers want. To find out what your employers want, start by conducting some market research and find out what skills are desired in that area and what kind of experience they're looking for. From here, you can narrow down the skills that you listed. So let's say you have a bunch of skills. You might want to limit it to a couple that are most related to this area and will be beneficial to the recruiting process. But you want to make sure you don't lie. So don't just find the top skills and just throw them on your resume, because a stat by Skillademia says that 75% of human resource managers have caught lies on resumes. So in conclusion, by understanding yourself as a leader, creating an effective elevator speech, and constructing a strong resume, you can develop your own personal brand. This will allow you to have a solid understanding of yourself and be able to communicate it to others, making you the best leader that you can be. Thank you.